Today is a big day, and it hasn't been the easiest one to get started. I'm going to be starting my last year of teaching 1 week from today, and the weather in Juneau for this finale of summer is supposed to be pretty special for the next 5 days, and so I'm looking to squeeze in as much exercise and adventure as I can into this last week. I've got big plans for Blackerby Ridge with Della before she heads off to college this year, and I'm also thinking about trying to get up McGinnis. And today I really want to get all the way across the ice on the Mendenhall Glacier over to Suicide Basin to see that, like I couldn't pull off a little over a week ago when I attempted it before. So that's the goal for today. I'm also trying to get some running in and make the trip to the glacier more about the experience of being there and less about the exercise. So I'm trying to do 2 things in the day separately, which is not my norm. A lot of times, if you've watched this channel very much, you know that I try to make the running happen at the same time I'm getting to the incredible places that I'm blessed with the opportunities to visit here in Juneau. But today, not that. I'm just going to do an easy run on Under Thunder Trail this morning, and then I'm going to head out after lunch for a long effort with more gear out on the Mendenhall Glacier and trying as best I can to get over to Suicide Basin to see it near full ahead of the glacial lake outburst flood. It's been truthfully a lot harder than it should have been to get out the door on such a beautiful day. It's a couple hours after I finished my run now, and I think one of the main things holding me back is just considering how much work I have ahead of myself to accomplish what I want to do. I'm hoping to get out to some ice caves, and I'm really hoping to get across to the Suicide Basin Lake and see what that looks like today. Just presumably like a week or 2 weeks ahead of it flowing out under the glacier into the Mendenhall Lake and River and causing the annual flooding. But that's going to be at least 6 hours, probably 8 hours, which means I'm going to be out from now, a little bit before 2 o'clock, until 8 to 10 o'clock tonight. So that's been holding me back a little bit, but I'm ready to go now. I've got the full camera set up, so we might do some still photography along with the video that we'll be collecting along the way. And we'll just see how things go. I've got to try to keep moving, obviously, in order to make it to all the places I'm trying to go, but we'll also be looking for anything that causes us to stop and stare and be in a little bit of awe of the world that we live in for a few seconds or a few minutes at different stops on the way out. So let's get going. There's so much to see along this trail that honestly, if you were focused just on using your camera to highlight all of the beautiful things and stuff we're seeing, you could be on the hike up to the end of this trail all day and never even make it out onto the ice. So I've got to balance a little bit of what's good about being here and what's often overlooked, because a lot of times people come over this trail just thinking they really want to get to the destination on the top end, or are really tired and want to get back down to their car. But yeah, I'm finding so much to enjoy here that I am having to force myself to keep moving forward because I've got a long way to go still. I took my own advice for a while and put the camera away so I could focus on covering some ground and breaking a sweat, which I definitely did. It's way warm out here today, but then I saw that giant chunk of quartz that reminded me of one I saw with Della on Mount Roberts last week, and wanted to show that off. And then also I've been passing some of my favorite flowers, monkshood, for the last little bit. So couldn't keep the camera put away forever, but I'm probably gonna put it back again now so that I can make it the rest of the way to the end of West Glacier Trail. It took me a not insignificant amount of time longer than I thought it was going to get down here. So I'm a little bit worried about what that means for the time across. And it also means that I'm gonna pop in here to the only cave that I'm sure is at least moderately accessible to me today to show that off to you guys a little bit. We'll see what we see in here over the next few minutes, and then we'll climb up onto the ice and start making our way across towards Suicide Basin. Too many helicopters. I can't afford to wait for them to be quiet for me to be able to film. I think you could maybe reasonably complain that that ice cave was not as exciting as you wanted it to be, but you shouldn't. It's still pretty amazing every time I have a chance to get inside one of those. I never take it for granted. There's been a lot of times that I've been out here without ever finding one to explore, so it was nice to know that that one was gonna be here almost for sure since I visited it earlier in this season. But now it's time to get on the ice and start moving towards Suicide Basin. It's getting a little later in the afternoon, heading towards evening. It's 4:37 now, but we should have time to make it out there and at least back to here by 8 o'clock, I think. Once you get going on the glacier, usually things move relatively quickly. So let's do it. have something like a clear view of where I'm headed back there, but I still can't see any water. And if I remember correctly, it's not an easy path from here over to the basin. So I don't know how much longer I have ahead of me. It's only about 20 more minutes until 6 o'clock, and I'd really love to get back off this glacier before 8 o'clock. It's near 2 hours down from the end of the trail back to where I started. So there's still a lot of work to do today. That's why I'm not stopping much as I work my way over the surface. Trying not to skip anything that's too fun to look at, but also thinking back to the fact that it's maybe a little bit more dynamic when I was making the videos about running earlier in the summer. So definitely go check those out if you haven't seen them already. And I'll keep moving forward, trying to make my way to the basin before I run out of light. I made it, and there are a couple of things that are totally crazy about this. One is just how you could never tell how deep this basin is. There's so much ice piled into this lake, and it's really hard to tell where it would have been coming from. I think maybe up there around the corner, the glacier is calving a lot into this new body of water, and that's what's making all this ice on the surface. And then the other crazy thing is that I was down, like I climbed down onto those rocks when I was here earlier in the summer. Had to climb down and then back up on the other side. There was a pool of rainwater there where I stopped and hung out for a while. And now this whole area is just flooded really deep enough so that most of the places I was going on those rocks over there are just underwater now. It's wrapping around this corner over here quite a bit, but you can tell when you're higher up on the ice that there's still quite a ways before it could make it over the top and start spilling out of the basin here and running down along the edge of the mountain and the glacier down towards the Mendenhall Lake. But yeah, what a wild place to be. And fortunately, it's only 6:30, which is late, and I've got a long way to go to get back before dark, but it's, I think it's doable. I think we made it just in time. So I'm going to photograph a little bit here, take a few more videos, and then start working my way back. Well, that was wildly fun. We caught a little bit of light for the video and the photos, and the interest of Suicide Basin, the way that it fills up and the changes that are coming were definitely enough to lend some excitement to this story. So I'm up here on a high route on the way back, different than what I took on the way out, which is always risky. You can see behind me. Why? Because everything looks like it's going to be passable, and then all of a sudden some crevasses open up in your way and you've got a lot of sidestepping them to do. But we're hoping for the best here. I'm going to probably try to cover a lot of ground before the next time I use the camera, but we'll see how things go. And yeah, we'll try to get off this ice soon. I'm not doing nearly as good a job of keeping moving and getting down this ice as I should be. It's after 7:45 now already, and I haven't even come around this last ice fall. But it's just hard. It's such a beautiful night out here. But yeah, there's still people who rode the helicopters out here, and so far so good on the clouds not filling in too thick, and it's staying pretty light out here. So I should be safe on the trail, but I'm pushing it close. Well, that's it. It's 8:15, and I'm about to hop off this glacier and start the climb up to the trail and the trek back home. It's been an amazing day in tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time with a video that I'm going to make tomorrow, and you'll see maybe a few days after this one.